Photographing nature is like building a bridge between fascination and awareness. It also allows us to preserve the beauty of living things and to pass on stories that can raise awareness. My name is Yvan Kereun, zoologist and photographer. And for over 13 years, I've been exploring the wildest corners of the planet, where every moment photographed is both a treasure and a warning. We are facing a silent collapse. Species are disappearing completely. But there is still time to act. Every action matters. Every decision can help to reverse the trend. In this adventure, we will combine science and cultural knowledge, because a better understanding of biodiversity is a tool that can be used to protect it and to secure its future. I'm here in the middle of the desert in Southern California, and I'm taking you with me to meet some of the most iconic animals of the Deep West. And to do it, I will bring with me some of the greatest specialists, biologists, also volunteers, ecologists, and Native Americans that will share their knowledge about nature and wildlife with us. So let's go and enjoy it. Desert, temperate forest, Central Valley, Californian coast. We will travel through all this ecosystem to get as close as possible from wild animals. These spaces filled with flowers and animals were so well preserved by the natives that the Europeans thought it was a wild land. Today, these ecosystems have become fragile, and animals pay the price of it. They no longer have space due to urbanization and land use. But it's not too late. We can still try to protect this last treasure of nature. In this mountain where each life is sacred, I'm going to join Bud. He is a member of Cupeño tribe and pass on his culture by teaching his language. Walking with him on his ancestral lands inspires me with deep respect. Can you introduce yourself and perhaps in your native language?
Natel Bud Machado Na'an Palanach Ma Kupanachwish. And I teach the native language in the community, part of the revitalization process at the Kupa Culture Center and the Paula Learning Center to help bring back the native language in the area. We see through the eyes of culture, language, that trees, the ocean, the land, the rocks, they all, have symbols, and the ocean's as a living being, the tree is something living. Respect it like you would respect your grandparents. Some people have lost that respect. I don't. I respect the smallest ant. I respect the trees and the nature. I just hope that younger generations can have that feeling as well.
I study animals all over the world, and I came here to try to understand them, but in another way than through science. For example, I would like to know more about the eagle, but from your point of view.
But there's many songs for animals, many songs that celebrate and talk about animals. The eagle was the most sacred in our culture, and they'd sing and feed it, dance for it, and have a ceremony every year.
For Native Americans, the humans and animals share the same world. Every year, they celebrate this union during powwow, gathering where indigenous cultures express themselves. The dances are inspired by the behaviors of the animal kingdom, and you quickly realize how closely they observe nature. I'm leaving Bud's land toward Big Bear Lake. This unique ecosystem, comprising pine forests, mountains, and aquatic environments, is a paradise for birds and especially for fish lovers like the bald eagle that I'm looking for. I'm going to meet Rebecca O'Connor, an expert of this bird. I still have a small chance to photograph the bald in its natural environment.
Wait. Did you see what I saw? Something was sticking out there. It was sitting there and it went in that direction.
These were the first animals I have studied as a zoologist. Back then, they were kept in cages. Today, seeing them fly freely is just amazing.
That one is young. They developed the white head, you see? The yellow beak, the tail feathers known as the white rectrices with a really dark brown body at the age of 4 or 5.
Alliatus leucocephalus. It's such a cool scientific name. It comes from ancient Greek. Alia means sea and aitos means eagle. As for leucocephalus, it comes from leukos, which means white, and cephalus, which refers to the acephalus, and therefore the head, which it literally means wide-headed sea eagle. In Cupeño native language, it's called ashwet.
Just look at the camera, just straight face like this. It's amazing. Oh my God, the sunlight's just on his face.
Oh, look at the crows. They must be nesting. It's the middle of the winter, so obviously the eagles are not nesting. There is no baby eagles right now. The crows are protecting their territory. Did you see some of the interaction? It's taking off. And just in the line with the shaft.
What a beautiful animal. The bald eagle is the emblem of this country, and yet it is constantly under threat. Poisoning by waste, pollution, illegal hunting, habitat reduction. In the 1960s, it even came close to extinction.
This is interesting. The good example. This is exactly a bald eagle feather. Not the principal one, but one of the wing, yes. As you can see, this part is very thick. If you see here, there's the limits between the inside feather and the outside feather. So that part is inside. So when you pull up the feather, it hurts because there is a lot of nerve here inside the body of the bird. We are going to meet Rebecca O'Connor, a raptor specialist. She's right there.
Rebecca O'Connor has dedicated her life to the natural world. With her association, she has set up an ambitious program of preservation of large birds of prey.
Hey.
Hello.
You know what? I'm really happy to meet Rebecca. Her commitment to preserve bald eagles benefits the entire ecosystem. This amazing predator is useful, even to its prey.
All raptors are really important in the ecosystem. They sit at the top of the food chain. They prey on other species, and those species that they prey upon stay stronger as a population because primarily they're catching the ones that are weakest, slowest, sick. That means the strong ones survive.
I want to show you something. See?
Oh, does he have a fish?
Do you think that it's gonna be enough for the day?
Oh no, that's just one fish. He's gonna eat a lot. It depends on how big the fish are they catch, right? And they'll steal from other birds too. If there's ospreys around, actually they'd rather steal someone else's bird than fish for themselves, which is kind of a smart move if you think about it.
Bald eagle almost disappeared before, but now they are safe. Can you tell us how did you do?
Their main challenge was the pesticide DDT. And for a while we had very few bald eagles. In fact, we had none. Because the problem was that when the bald eagles went to incubate their egg, DDT thinned the shells, and so they would just smash the egg. So every year, no babies, less and less bald eagles. But when we figured out what was going on and banned DDT, that helped, but there were still very few of them. So breeding projects started, and we released them out into the wild, and their numbers rose. And in the early 2000s, we were able to take them off the endangered species list. And I think that's so important because we need success stories, right? It proves we can do this.
One of the most amazing things with bald eagle is that the mating behavior. Can you describe this behavior for us, please?
Sure, it is amazing. I mean, raptors mate for life. So they have a lot of behaviors that they do to reinforce that pair bond. They preen each other. They do these beautiful circling arcs in the sky. But the most magnificent of their behavior is when they do this sort of courtship dance that just seems impossible. They grab claws together so their talons lock and they spin from the sky. And you think they're not going to let go and they're going to hit the water or hit the ground. And at the last moment they release and come apart and start their mating dance again.
Energized by my meeting with the bald eagle, I reached the sanctuary of Return to Freedom. There they are, those I came to see, the Mustangs of the American West. The scientific name Equus ferus caballus can be broken down as follows. Equus means horse in Latin, and ferus means wild. As for the subspecies caballus, this term translates as domestic horse. Equus ferus caballus literally means domesticated wild horse. In Cupeño, the horse is called pachuca. In some legends, horses were free spirits made of western winds, while in other stories, horses can be associated with other creatures.
They thought it was an elk, and when the first people seen the horse, they called it pachuca. The word pachuca can mean horse, but it also can mean the great elk.
They do move in herds. See how they are? Small groups of individuals that gather in a horde. They are among families and friends. They're just like us, really. And here, they are not hunted. They have peace.
Here, 470 Mustangs thrive thanks to a woman and her sanctuary, Return to Freedom.
We are going to observe wild horses in a sanctuary called Return to Freedom. And I think there is this place where the iconic spirits settle down.
Neda de Mayo's association create a space where Mustangs can live freely. I find one of my childhood idols there, Spirit. This beautiful stallion inspired DreamWorks Studio for its film on the fight against exploitation and about the struggle for a life in harmony with nature. It's such an amazing feeling to feel his breath in my hands. I feel like I grew up with him. And it reminds me of the wonderful evening I spent with my brothers and sisters, watching this cartoon over and over. It was certainly one of the reasons for my commitment.
We forget that before they were domestic, they were wild. And even today, the horses are surviving in some of the most rugged, remote areas.
But if return to freedom is a sanctuary, that means that there is still threats on horses, right?
They are constantly under threat. People can have a grazing permit and graze their livestock. So they want their cattle and their sheep to have the water and the grass. And they manage the population out there by rounding up the horses with helicopters and removing them from the land.
Neda is fighting to end the separation of families. Her determination is inspiring.
Sanctuaries are needed because what we do is we try to find the stallions' mayors and get them back together at the sanctuary because they're emotional like we are. And they choose their mates and they choose their relationships. And when we reunite horses, they find each other, they recognize each other immediately, and they stay together.
These animals are so well adapted to this environment, they seem to have always been there. However, there are two versions of history.
Some say that the horse was always there. Some say that the horse only came in with the missionaries and the conquistadors, the Spanish. But what we do know is that the horse originated on this continent, went through all their different adaptations here before their believed or assumed disappearance some 10,000 years ago. So the horse is indigenous.
Horses have been around Native Americans since the dawn of time. In 2023, a study published in the prestigious Science magazine confirmed, thanks to archaeological analysis, that the native people of America lived alongside horses and domesticated them long before the arrival of Europeans. This research rewrites history. Those petroglyphs shows that they were by their side every step of the way, even in the darkest hours.
By the 1800s, the Trails of Tears started, which was horrible. It was the forced relocation of these tribes. They had to walk thousands of miles to reservations in Oklahoma. Some of the horses, these little ponies, would carry 3 or 4 of them. And when they got there, the government ordered the horses killed. They called it a tick eradication. So they were killing off the horses, and the ones that survived ran into the mountains. And that's why we have some of them today.
Thankfully, this kind of place exists. When you come from the city, you have to travel to realize that those kind of places exist for real.
I think coexistence is our nature, and I think we've lost our way, and I think things need to change, or we will have a hard time surviving it. But there's always hope. I look at you, your generation, and there's hope.
Neda is right. Hope is our strength. The hope that soon men will seize their folly and respect life again. It also concerns animals that aren't loved, that we fear. In them, however, I see all the beauty of the world. Thanks to the mild climate at this latitude, I'm lucky enough to encounter a superb female rattlesnake basking in the last rays of the sun to regulate her body temperature. And in a few days, she will go into hibernation. Crotalus comes from the ancient Greek word krotalo, meaning rattle or noisemaker. This word refers to the distinctive ringing sound made by these snakes, a unique warning mechanism. The epithet Oregonus indicates its geographical distribution, which includes not only Oregon, but also other parts of the west coast of the United States. The name Cortalus oreganus can be interpreted as rattlesnakes native to Oregon. In Cupeño, the snake is called coyote. Michael Starkey is a biologist. He founded the Save the Snakes Association to raise public awareness about the preservation of all wildlife, even for scary animals, which, if you know them, can turn out to be true allies for humans.
They help farmers by eating rodents, and other animals like hawks and coyotes will even eat snakes. So if humans can learn to coexist, it's actually going to make our planet a much more healthier place.
When we talk about the health of the planet and the balance of life, I'm thinking about Bud. Snakes terrify many people, but he knows exactly what to do when he encounters one.
I leave it be unless it's in a way where it can harm other people. Then hopefully we can safely capture and relocate it. Snakes or help us with the smaller circle of life, but not everyone feels that way, and they're ready to kill. So I personally try to take, if I can, make an effort to relocate them to a safer spot.
I love the way she moved the tongue. Very slow.
The serpent's forked tongue, which points in two directions, is an effective sensor. It only takes a few seconds to gather all the olfactory information and to send them to the brain. If it identifies a threat, the rattlesnake does not attack.
So the bell is an extension of the snake's body, which is made in keratin, the same material as nails and hair, and which grows continuously throughout the snake's life. Can you tell us about its usefulness?
When you live in an area where there are large animals running around, you want to signal to them, hey, don't step on me, stay back. And so this is why I call rattlesnakes the most polite snake on the planet, because it lets you know that it's there. It is a warning, but it is a gentle reminder to people or others in the area to stay back and give me space.
This master of camouflage hunts on the prowl, and when it spots a prey, it acts very quickly.
When a rattlesnake strikes, first it coils its body and then it strikes out to attack its prey. Second, it opens its mouth and its fangs actually push forward. And third, behind the venom glands are muscles that actually compress, and it squeezes venom down a canal, which then lastly, the fourth part is that the venom is injected into the prey animal. And that venom travels lightning fast, and that animal can be dead in minutes. And it's also important to remember, its venom is not meant for us. And while snakebite can be deadly to humans, that venom is meant for its prey, and it doesn't want to use its venom to hurt us. It's important.
Costs a lot.
Yes, it does, yeah.
Producing venoms requires a lot of energy. If it bites a human, it will waste the energy it needs to feed.
And actually, most snake bites are accidents. So our organization is helping to educate people about what they can do to protect themselves from snakes and help snakes live and do what they do best in the ecosystem.
From rattlesnakes to mustangs and bald eagles, all play a vital role in the ecosystem. Protecting their habitats is therefore essential. In face of the threats of the natural world, indigenous peoples, the traditional guardians of these lands, are more than ever the most efficient ones for their preservation.
Hi, Kurt.
Kurt, wildlife biologist
Great
on
to
the
see you.
Cupeño lands, explains to me how much the Native Americans are deeply connected to nature.
I'm Kurt Burrows. I'm the wildlife biologist. They were connected to the land, and the land was connected to them. Some of the species are only found, say, on one of these mountaintops up here. So you have one species of, say, flower, and one species of insects that has evolved to live in that flower. So if we lose some of that, we're losing that species forever.
How the Native American culture can help to preserve the environment.
This mountain is crucial to a lot of the wildlife. You see it stays green kind of all year. There's eagles nesting up here. It's a wonderful open area of habitat, but it's also a sacred mountain. Gregory Mountain is also Chokla in the indigenous language. And you see behind us there's this beautiful medicine rock. It's a historical ritual site, meeting site for the indigenous people in the community. And at one point, somebody almost purchased the property next to this to put a trash dump in. The people of Paula and other communities really stood firm, and they were able to purchase that property, so there's no trash dump there. And then we preserve this for wildlife, for nature, but also for the important cultural resources here.
Life is everywhere. Here in the Coachella Valley, a unique desert ecosystem, strong winds, and dryness might suggest that no life is possible.
I can't stop thinking about all of those rocks all around and all the animals that are supposed to be just under them.
And yet, I feel like there is something here. I can feel it, I know it. There are tarantulas, and I want to find one.
There is the most famous spider in the world, the tarantula, just over there. As you can see, there is a lot of spider webs all around. It's to protect the den from everything. No, she's not going to go out. The spider said, get off of my den, let me alone. But there is life all around, even if we're in the desert.
In the West, spiders inspire fear and revolution. The Native Americans, however, have considered them divine creatures. Several tribes incorporated them into their mythology. In Hopi culture, the spider is represented by a spider woman, a hybrid creature who created the cosmos by weaving clouds and rainbows on an enormous loom. But since the tarantula preferred to stay in the burrow, I have to go to the Davis University, to the laboratory of Emma Joachim. She is an arachnologist specialized in Californian species. Aphonopelma spp. This scientific term encompasses all species of the genus Aphonopelma in North and Central America. Their name comes from the Greek aphonos, meaning quiet, and pelma, or sole of the foot, referring to their legs, adapted to muffle movement. These arachnids, ranging from 5 to 12 centimeters in length and weighing up to 85 grams, are predators well adapted to their environment.
I think their main role in the ecosystem is going to be the role that they play in eating insects. It's been estimated that they will eat 400 to 800 million tons of insect prey every year. So without them, we would just be overrun with insects and pests.
Spiders protect us from parasites and from disease carried by them. They're much more like us than we believe. There is a lot of parental care example in the spider world. Do you have any example to share with us to explain how they take care?
Yeah, so we can see examples of parental care in both megalomorphs and araneomorphs. There are a few communal species of tarantulas where we'll see siblings and mother living together in a web, and they will even share meals so they can catch prey together and eat it together. It's a great example to be able to relate to these spiders because as humans, we do love being social and being with family.
Yeah, I'm studying genus of Pardosa and all the exchange between the mother and the babies. Can you explain what threats they face?
The major threat to tarantulas is habitat degradation, and that can come in multiple forms. For example, habitat fragmentation from human development that shortens their range, and it makes it much more difficult for spiders in different populations to meet each other, to be able to reproduce and continue on. Overcollection for the pet trade is also a very big issue for tarantulas. So people really like the brightly colored, really pretty tarantulas, but if they're difficult to breed in captivity, people will go out and just over-collect them, leaving fewer in the wild.
Many people, when they see spiders, they think that it's a monster, but it's something very fragile. A lot of things can eat or destroy or hurt a spider. I mean, if she falls, she can hurt herself very badly. This is really a poetic animal. Look, the moves are so slow.
Emma takes me to a special research location dedicated to the species she studies, the famous trapdoor spiders of the Alonoproctidae family. These architects have an incredible talent to build their dens and set their traps.
The spider, when it's a juvenile, it'll leave its mother's burrow and start building its own. And for the most part, they will stay in that same burrow and just widen it and make it bigger as they grow throughout their life. So it works as a home. They line it with silk to help regulate humidity. They build it into the ground to help regulate temperature. And they will put this door on it. Sometimes they'll even incorporate plant material to expand the sensory radius, and that's how they're able to feel insects walking near their burrow. And once they feel those vibrations, they'll just put their front legs out of the entrance and grab the food and run back into safety with it.
I'm trying to simulate the falling prey.
And do you have a message that you want to share with us about those animals that people don't like?
I think everyone should take the time to learn at least a little bit about spiders. There's always going to be at least one species or group that you can relate to. They're so diverse, so there is really a spider for everyone.
Yeah, there is enough spider for everyone. That's true.
La Jolla Beach in San Diego Bay. This coastal ecosystem is incredibly rich and diverse. Deep underwater canyon, nesting site for birds. The conditions are ideal for observing the cormorant's mating season. Sea lions, with their many vocalizations, are basking in the winter sun. Paws and muzzle on the surface, that's the ideal position to regulate their temperature. They greet each other with their muzzle because it's the transmitter and the receiver of all the data they need. They take warmth wherever they can find it. The body of another will do just fine. The scientific name for the Californian sea lion is Xalophus californianus. In ancient Greek, Za means intensity. Lophos means crest or mane. This name refers to the prominent bony crest that males develop on their skulls. As for Californianus, it is a Latin adjective simply meaning native to California. Xalophus californianus can be translated literally by intense crest from California. There is no translation in Cupeño because they live far from their land. This marine mammal lives in colony up to 250 individuals. It is protected by the Sierra Club Seal Society in San Diego for a decade. Robin Davidoff is a volunteer in this association. She has a lot of information to share about sea lions.
So this is the sea lion rookery. This is the only one on the west coast of California where sea lions give birth and raise their young. We have a very small rookery here of about 250 sea lions that live here year-round, and each year we have about 50 babies.
If female sea lions come to give birth on this coast, it's because of a canyon of 245 meters deep nearby. They can therefore feed on deep sea fish without leaving their little ones left alone for too long. These adorable creatures, unfortunately, are exposed to many risks, and many of which comes from humans.
People get too close, and that could be things like sometimes they're petting the sea lion babies, and that changes the scent. So the mom, when she comes back from fishing and she calls to it, they'll respond, but then they touch the nose, and she's like, I'm not so sure. I'm not going to feed you because I don't want to waste my milk. So she will abandon her pup. The pup can't swim, doesn't know how to fish. It's only drinking milk for 4 months. It dies.
Always closer and more intrusive. Tourists and curious people never stop invading the sea lion's living space. In 2021, Robin and his team documented these dangerous behaviors. Thanks to this work, they obtained from the authorities a total ban of approaching sea lions during the breeding season.
Without the work that we did with the city and the state, we would see hundreds and hundreds of people bothering the sea lions.
It's related to social media, right? It totally changed the behavior of human and animal.
Yeah, social media has really made it worse because everybody wants their own photo, their own selfie of them very, very close to these wild animals. I mean, they're cute and they look lovable, but they're wild.
Where are they going up?
I'm struck by the number of sea lions bearing the scars of encounters with human tools. Tourists are not the only danger. There are also many risks offshore.
The sea lion gets caught in a fishing line or a trap, right? It might swim with it, dragging it for miles and get tired and drown. SeaWorld Rescue is here. I need to go talk to them about that little baby.
This morning, Robin alerted the SeaWorld Association about a young and isolated sea lion. The city has given his approval. The experts can pick up the little orphan.
It's always the same story. Even if it's to save them, it's always hard to watch them being captured.
And what will happen now for her?
They will take it back to their truck and they have a crate inside, like a dog crate, and they will put it in there. They'll take it back to their hospital and evaluate it, determine if it needs any medicine or not. Because it's quite young and quite small, they'll probably keep it till April. And they have other sea lions that will help teach it how to fish. Yeah. Then when they release it, they will release it in this area with other sea lions so that it can find a colony to make it its home.
When she returns from those few months away, the little sea lions will have a new family to guide her in her ecosystem, teach her the rules of the colony and how to hunt.
I'm part of the generation that truly want to do things to save the world, but they do not know how to do. Do you have any message?
Get involved. I just fell in love with them and wanted to protect them, and I just learned as I went. So for the younger generation, do something. Preserve it for yourself.
Since I started this journey, I have learned a lot. These women and men who take action to protect animals are protecting all living things. I really want to join the sea lions in their element, and maybe, if I'm lucky, they will come to me. As I enter the water, I think about all the people who came before us long ago. The Chumash were the native peoples of the California coast. When they hunted a sea lion, it was never during the breeding season. They used them to make clothes with their skin, objects with their bones, and to feed the tribe with their meat. At their true alter ego, they observed their hunting method and followed them to find places with lots of fish. When I see them swimming, I understand that their skeleton is very complex. They have 7 cervical, 15 thoracic, 6 lumbar, and 12 to 20 caudal vertebrae. Their flexibility is incredible.
They're super comfortable. And you're there struggling with the waves while they are at over 30, 40 kilometers per hour in the water, swirling. You feel them passing beneath your legs. You turn around, 2 of them are behind you, 3 in front. On the shore, some males are fighting. It's a real opportunity to be able to observe this here in the wild. That's great, it's a chance we've been given. That's amazing, that's what we need to preserve. That's why we need to keep fighting.
sea lions and seals are remarkable swimmers. Their differences are significant. The skull of sea lions is elongated with a streamlined snout. The skull of seals is short and flattened. In addition, sea lions have small, spiral-shaped ears, clearly visible. The seals, on the other hand, only have ear canals.
Drawing a skeleton is a way of understanding more precisely what we observe. There are a lot of studies, and I think it's fascinating, that are providing information about animal ecology, about their hunting habits or operating methods by looking just at the teeth or the skeleton.
It's time for me to leave the sea lions to go to Point Reyes, a protected area on the Californian coast. This is a coyote territory. Once populated by Miwok tribes, this sanctuary offers hundreds of kilometers of vegetation and hosts more than 1,500 species of plants and animals. Coyotes find many small rodents and other animals here, such as reptiles that it likes to eat. The grass is green there. As soon as they start to go on that side, where the colors are turning yellow, ochre and beige, we lose them completely. You can't see them if they are not moving. This ability to camouflage oneself through the color and shape of the body is called cryptism. Coyotes blend into their surroundings mostly through their color. The scientific name for coyote is Canis latrans. In Latin, canis means dog. This term refers to animals belonging to the genus Canis, which include canids, such as wolves, dogs, domestic animals, and golden jackals. The word latrans means barking. In Cupeño, Bud's language, he is called easily. In indigenous cultures, it represents much more than just an animal. Among the Tongva, Cahuilla, and Miwok tribes, it is seen as a clever trickster and a symbol of transformation, a bearer of mysterious and profound lessons. Cupeños have many tales about it.
So he's definitely a sacred animal to us. There's many cultural animal stories that have to do with the coyote, especially the story of creation when the coyote was involved with our creator, the story of the god Mukat he was passing. Lessons are taught through the stories of the coyote, and hopefully you can learn one day.
It's a promise. I'll learn a lesson about coyotes. I'm off to meet Camilla Fox, founder of the Coyote Project, and she has a lot to share about the canid. She clearly enjoys watching them as much as I do.
Hi.
Coyote out there, yeah, up on the hill.
He's hunting right now?
He's hunting, yes, or she. Definitely looking for gophers and other kind of rodents out here.
When hunting, coyotes use their sense of smell, but also their other senses. Its large ears allow it to hear prey's vibrations under the branches. Thanks to its excellent eyesight, he spots the moving rodent, blocks his path, and captures it by jumping on the spot. This technique is called mulottage. Nature has always been a source of inspiration, from the grace of birds in Swan Lake to the elegance of predators in the warrior dance. Imitating animal behavior, this dance is also an educational tool that teaches hunting strategies. The passion stalking that represents the coyote that's about to pounce on his prey.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. Maybe we can observe another one somewhere else?
Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
This is its territory. On these hills, we can witness its presence.
Oh,
More than likely coyote scat.
looks like dog poop.
You can see hair, and the way it tapers at the end like that is that's very coyote-like. They're all around here.
Can you talk about their social structure and also why they are so amazing animals?
They're amazing animals in terms of their social life. Like wolves, they're very, very pack-oriented when they are in family groups. They take care of each other. They're generally monogamous, so they mate for life. And the science that's coming out to show just how incredibly caring they are for one another. And when we go and exploit them through trapping, poisoning, aerial gunning, hunting, we leave them often mateless, but we also disrupt that social structure and that social life. What that can lead to is actually an increase in the number of coyotes in a given area. So they can compensate for that killing and actually increase the litter size and increase pup survival.
It's a sensitive subject for me, as for many other people. I have a deep aversion for animal cruelty. And yet, some consider the coyote as a pest and want to completely eradicate it.
We say as an organization that the coyote is the most persecuted, misunderstood, maligned wild carnivore in North America. And we estimate that at least 500,000 coyotes are killed every year.
How many?
500,000 in the US alone, and that's more than one per minute.
In addition to successfully allowed to ban coyote hunting in 10 states, Camilla has set up the Capture Coexistence project with photographers from around the world.
Most of these photographers are sharing their images of coyotes and wolves and bobcats to help us in our campaign to end something called wildlife killing contests.
You can't imagine how Camilla's victories over stupidity are reassuring for me. In the end, each person I met on this adventure gave me the strength and the courage to continue on my path.
I feel this next generation is more in touch with wild nature, with rewilding, with bringing back our large carnivores, because they recognize that we are all interconnected, and that gives me a tremendous amount of hope.
My journey is coming to an end. It brought me so much more than what I hoped for. All of those who act to protect life and who pass on their knowledge are a huge source of inspiration. Kurt's words still resonated with me. In places where the land is returned to indigenous people, life is reborn. It reminds me of Bud Fight, who is working to preserve the language of his ancestors. Throughout my journey, the book of stories in Cupeño that he entrusted to me has followed me, like an invisible thread between the past and the present. Am I finally ready to learn the coyote's lesson?
Hello, Bud.
Hello?
I was walking over there looking for coyotes, and I was, reading the book that you gave me. And I wanted to ask you if you could read a moment for me in your language.
Okay. So how coyotes got that way? Isi ku'u pahilko. Ku'u piyama banana one. Isi ku'u.
Pa amunikal. Pa pahaivanach ku'u angna pa banana one piyama. Wieka ku'u. Piyama mak baka. Duckish. Isme vi ku'u pa ayuko pa kwapi havishka. Banana one ku'u piyama ivika aika. Ku'u piyama ya payaka pakush. Ku'u piyama na papi yenikal. Wieka pa pahaivanach. Maku'u kai pamiachwan isma vi patewapi.
I feel like the earth is talking.
Oh, it's beautiful. Enjoy it. Enjoy your journey and be safe out there.
Yeah, thank you, my friend. And maybe the next time I will talk Cupeño.
I hope so. I'd be honored to hear that.
Yeah, Netu Yvan.
Netu Yvan, yes.
Well,
Charm, thank you.
it's
Charm.
well, take care, my friend.